Morning. Morning. Raise your hand if you don't know or have ever heard of the band ZZ Top. Raise your hand. Be honest now.
Never heard of them?
Never heard of them. Okay? So half of us have never heard. Okay. All right. I'm going to give you a trivia question. Okay. I come bearing gifts. One of my gifts is trivia question. Okay. Who does know ZZ Top? Okay. How many guys in the band?
4.
There's 3. That little old band from Texas. There's 3. 2 of them have beards, right?
All.
No, 2 of them. 2 of them have beards. I'm not wrong on this now. Okay, 1 guy doesn't. The drummer. What's the drummer's name? Anybody? Go to any county fair in America and you can get anybody on this. Nobody will. His name's Frank Beard. I gave you the answer. Okay? Sometimes you get the answer and you don't know it. Sometimes playing basketball that happens. All right, I'm going to give you some bullets. All right, are you ready? I'm going to go fast. I want to come in the summer. College, I want to come in the summer. I can spend a couple days here. That's what I really want to do.
Love to have it.
And I wanted to do that for a while. But in the time I have today, I'm gonna give you as many. I got 10 bullets I want to share with you. They'll end up being probably a couple more than that. A note I wrote down through observation that you practiced so far is your feet rule. In basketball, your feet rule what you do and what your opponent does. If you want to become a better player, I say this all the time to players, get better with your feet. Think about this, your body goes where your feet go. If you're too upright, if you're leaning, if you're in bad posture, it's all about your feet. Okay, so real quick, pop up here. I could spend the next hour, come up here next to me, I could give you the next hour and show you a thing called the foot war. The foot war is an unbelievable weapon that you can add to your game, and it will help you in every way, shape, and form become a better player. I'm going to give you a couple of examples. Okay, turn around and guard me. Okay, if I want to beat this guy, if you're not real good at going by the defender, just remember, all you have to do is not be quicker and more athletic. All you have to do is make him think you're going this way, and then take your left foot and beat his left foot. There's a war going on between my left foot and his left foot. Okay? And you don't even have to look at my feet to know what they're doing. Okay? Close your eyes. Okay? Which of my feet, now look at me, not my feet, look at me. Which of my 2 feet is closer to you? Of course, you can see that. You don't have to look around and see where guys' feet are. You guys know. All right? If you get this guy just for a second thinking you're going this way, and all you got to do is go here, it's over. This is for screening, beating a screen. This is for driving by a defender. This is for rebounding. Too many times, shot goes up, block me out. We get into the guy's back, or we get on one of his shoulders. You don't want to do that, okay? You want to do this. Turn around, block me out, boom, right here, and either get even or beat him. Okay? That'd be for an offensive rebound. For a defensive rebound, you just got to knock the crap out of him and get yourself a space and go rebound. I can give you, as far as getting open, I can teach you how to get open on any college player in America. I promise you. I can, by teaching you how to use the foot war. Okay? Because where your feet are, your body is. I've done it. I've done it a million times. Okay? Those are just 3 quick examples. If you haven't thought about that, think about how your feet have everything to do with your productivity on the floor. You probably never thought about that. That's not kind of be spaced out too. That's not intentional learning. That's just auditory learning. That just means there's an eardrum in there that vibrates and there's a sound and then you hear it. That's not what we're talking about. Coaches don't want you to listen that way. They want you to intentionally learn. And you do that through intentional hearing. The number one show of respect for another human, in my opinion, is eye contact. When you speak, contact through your eyes. When I speak, contact through my eyes. Think about it. Anybody in your life. It's really, really, really important. Okay. 90% of the time, you don't have the basketball. So I'm going to shift gears like crazy. 90% of the time, you don't have the ball. What are you going to do? When you guys watch a game, when you were watching, where's my guy that you got taped? You watched the game last night.
Yeah.
Okay. I promise you, I wasn't there with you, but I already know when you watch a game, you watch the ball. You focus on the ball. Think about it. Don't you? You all do. Lute Olson taught me to take my eyes off the ball and watch the beautiful 4-on-4 game that's going on away from the ball. I learned that from him. I was humble. I thought I knew a lot when I was young and assistant. So take your eye off the ball. Try to watch a game without watching the ball. And you will learn so much about basketball, I can't even begin to tell you. It's a beautiful thing. There's a great 4-on-4 game going on. What's going to happen next in a game is going to be because of a result of what those 4 guys are doing on offense that don't have the ball. Jordan scored 37 points one night and had the ball 9% of the time in his hands. You don't have to have the ball to be effective. In fact, you can be more effective for your team when you're away from the ball, getting open, setting screens, posting up, creating opportunities for the next pass, the next pass, and the next pass. Too many players get all fired up when they get the ball. And then when they don't have the ball, it's like, oh, okay, I'll just kind of go over here. Be active and be productive when you don't have the ball. You'll really help your team become a better team, and you'll become a better player. That's what it's all about. And it all starts with how you watch a game. Okay? So remember me when there'll be a game on this afternoon, basketball game, you'll be watching it. Try not to watch the ball. It's hard to do, believe me. You're so ingrained into watching the ball, it's hard to do. It's frustrating, but you can do it. In time, you can do it. In terms of communication, to me, the number one most selfish thing in basketball is one player who has information that is really vital for a teammate and doesn't tell them. I always tell guys that don't communicate on the floor, you might as well have the jersey saying the other team on it. You won't tell your guy what's going on. You have vital information that can help him in the next play and can help your team overall. Why would you keep that to yourself? Think about that. What a selfish act that is. What's going on during a game, during practice, that you see that your team can benefit from? I love guys that are on the help side and do nothing. It sounds kind of trite and kind of useless, but who over there is saying, I got your help, I got your help, I got your help, I got your help, I got your help. He's thinking, all I got to do is guard the ball. They got my help. Now, it doesn't cost anything to do that. It's free. It's information that helps your teammate. So why would you not do that? Screen coming left, get over the top. How hard is it to say that at full volume? Say it early, say it often. It's informational, and then you got to tell them what the result of your communication is. Get over the top. Too many times you say screen coming left, and then just leave a guy an island, run into the screen, and then what happens? You got to tell him what to do. He can't see. See, in basketball, you can see things your teammates can't see. Tell them. There's 5 of you. Should be a huge communication buzz going on between you 5. Then you guys on the bench are communicating communicate with each other, and you communicate with your coaches, and you're communicating with your teammates. It's a beautiful thing. Good teams just communicate just effortlessly. Crappy teams don't say much. I usually take a decimal meter. I actually have it in my phone. And I'll go to college practices, and I turn it on, and I set it by the floor. And it'll blow your mind. I was at UNI in November, and twice they got over 108. Okay, 120 is a jet plane taking off. 108's loud, really loud. Listen to the McLeod Center. That's really loud. That's very intentional. They're very good at it. It's not the best I've ever seen, but it's up there. Okay? I won't do it in here because your acoustics are bad. You're going to lose. You're going to lose a lot, but you get my point. How do you see basketball? Any of you guys make jigsaw puzzles at home, like those 1,000-piece puzzles? Anybody into that? I love doing it. I love doing it. And I've got, Coach, what I did is I started one time a 1,000-piece puzzle, took a picture of all the pieces and a heap. And then I get the border, and I take those pieces, and I segment them, and then I take the colors, the lake, the blue, I segment that, I put the mountain over here, I put the people here. And then I work from there. And slowly, in time, I got a little area put together here, a little area, and all of a sudden, what looked like a bunch of mush, or an undefined picture, ends up slowly becoming something that comes into view. It's like, oh, I see now. That's where the barn is. Oh, and then the lake's over to the side. Okay, you get how you look on the box. Okay, the reason I bring this up is because I ask high school players all the time, tell me about your practices. What are your practices about? Well, we do shooting, we warm up, and we have a bunch of drills, and we scrimmage at the end. That's pretty much what I'm told. And I say, well, what does that tell you? Well, Coach likes us to be active and to be in good shape, so he pushes us hard in all these drills. Well, what do you do in the drills? Well, we do sometimes offense, sometimes defensive. And I can tell already that they can't see the game. They can't see how the game needs to be seen. The game is a puzzle with 1,000 pieces in it. And if you turn them over, they're all brown on the back, or gray on the back. It doesn't look like anything. It looks very confusing. And you slowly put together the pieces, like you have this morning. You take that piece, and that's all you're working on. You're refining your execution. I am so against the word D-R-I-L-L, I can't tell you. I abhor the word. Because it doesn't mean anything. It just means we're doing an activity, then we go to another activity. And in the player's mind, we're not connecting the dots. These are execution opportunities. That's what each of them is. And you've gone through 5 of them so far. 6 counting what you did at the beginning. Opportunities to execute in your next game. Or 5 games from now. Or 10 games from now. Or hopefully in the district final game. Because when you get the puzzle done, you can see it. You say, oh, that's how the game looks. Oh, that's how. There's the back screen. There's the communication. There's the foot war. There's my follow through on the jumper. But if you look at it like it's 1,000 things, guys, you'll be confused. A muddled mind cannot execute nor play hard. And certainly plays with no common sense whatsoever. Because in this game, you have to think while you're playing hard. Those are 2 things that sometimes don't go together for most players. You have to really be cerebral while you play at full tilt physically. It's a mental and a physical game. Everything you've been taught in this game by this guy right here and this guy right here and anybody else growing up that taught you is on display on that floor when you go play and represent the Wolverines. And it should look like a picture. It should look like a beautiful picture of 1,000 pieces put together. I'm going to send you those pieces, those pictures too, Coach, because it's really telling. Yeah, it's really telling. Because the first ones, you can't really tell what it's going to be. If you didn't have the box, you'd have no idea. And I've done that. I've tried to make them without the box before, and that's hard to do. So that's how we see a game. Okay, guys, we're not just playing. Too many players just play. Just play. Well, we got practice, or we got a game. I'm just going to play. It's a 32-minute game, and there's 4 quarters. We go up and down and up and down. And sometimes it's kind of mindlessly playing. Think about it in terms of battles and wars. A war is made up of a bunch of battles. Skirmishes, if you would. Okay, how many possessions do you average a game?
60.
Okay, 60. You have there's 120 battles in a 32-minute basketball game. You're in control of all 120, 60 on offense, 60 on defense. The team that wins the most battles is probably going to win the war. Not necessarily, but will probably win the war. Have you ever looked at it like that? Because I think sometimes when I'm watching, it's players are like the anticipation of the next possession. Because every possession is so important, guys. Just like in a battle. And winning one battle can lead to winning the next battle if you study war at all. And that can really help accumulate into winning the third battle. And next thing you know, things are going to add up. And you're going to end up smoking your opponent. You can't win all the battles, but you can win the war if you win most of the battles and treat every possession like a battle. Yeah, we won that one. That's great. That's awesome. Good job. Let's go down here and get fouled and make at least 1 out of 2. We won 1 there. Come back down and get another stop. We won 3. That's awesome. Battles and wars. Y'all have a role on this team, right? Whatever it is that you can do that allows you entrance into the game, do it to the best of your ability. Now, in your life, get used to roles, because in your life you're going to have a role. Don't let anyone plug you into a role. You decide what your role is within the group that you're dealing with. But be proud of your role, get better at the things you're already good at, and mitigate and lessen the power of the things you're not good at. Maybe even make them disappear. And if you do that, that's why basketball is so awesome, guys. Basketball is the greatest preparation for you going off to college, or maybe not going to college, maybe getting a job right away, whatever you decide to do. Later on in your life, everything you do can be connected back to this opportunity to play basketball. There are so many lessons in what you do as a part of this team. It's life, it's what it is. Look, you've got a team. You go through tremendous successes. You go through failures. You go through disappointment. You go through grief. It's part of it. We don't like it. How we respond to it rules the day. Nobody's exempt from any adversity. In this game, when you got 3 guys with striped shirts being paid to blow that whistle and make judgments, there's going to be mistakes. You can play right through it. The guy that shakes his head when he misses a 3, I almost want to come out of the stands and tackle him. I ask guys all the time, boy, you seem really upset when you missed that 3. Yeah. I said, what is your percent from 3? I'll ask him. Oh, I don't. First, usually the answer is, I don't know. Well, you should know. And I say, I know it is, because I know your stats. You're shooting 27% from 3. No. Okay. That means 73 times out of 100, you're going to miss. Why would you be upset by missing 1? That's 72 more to miss. You clown? Just get your ass back and get in a stance and help your team guard so you can win that battle down here. Whatever your role is, just relish it, okay? If you get on the floor, if you don't get on the floor, if you get on 8 minutes, if you get on 16 minutes, if you play the whole game, if you never play, your role can help your team right here. I think too much is made of the game sometimes. Okay, I got two more things. Biggest cop out in the game is fouling. It's lazy, it's undisciplined, it's for guys who want a short and easy way out. Okay, almost 60% of our country is obese, according to the definition of obesity. Because we're into convenience, we're into what's easy. We're into other people telling us what we should eat, what we should drink, and what we should do. It's ridiculous. It's undisciplined. It's letting somebody else run your life. When you're on this basketball floor, you have a decision that you're either going to follow your defensive rules and be diligent and disciplined. I'm not saying you won't foul, because you're going to foul, or not. I think fouling is the biggest cop out in the game. I did a statistic. The team in Fort Dodge. I was really curious about this one time. So I did some stats. Do you know that 40%, more than that, about 45% of the fouls they committed that season, 45%, that's a lot of fouls, was because they were attempting to block a shot. How many of your fouls are in an attempt to block a shot? Think about it. There's 45% of theirs work. And for the season, in 21 games, you know how many block shots they had? 19. 19 for the season. But yet probably over 100 fouls were because they were trying to block a shot. Defense has nothing to do with blocking shots, by the way. Nothing. If you get an opportunity and you got a clean look at one and you can poke that thing, then go get it. But most of the time we foul in an attempt to try to keep that guy from fouling or trying to block his shot. All you gotta do is wall up and make him shoot over you. Shooting over a guy that's contested is one of the hardest things to do. If you just do that and stay disciplined with your hands, we'll go back to the hands and the feet. When you do this and reach, where's the foul committed? Point to it. Point to the foul right now. When I reach, where's the foul? It's right there, isn't it? Where are my feet? Oh, they're way back here. They're in Webster County, and the foul's over here in O'Brien. Okay? Your body's where your feet are. So get your feet in position to make a play. Last thing is to coach yourself. This guy in the chair over here has a very difficult job. We have about 7 different learning styles represented in this group on average. A lot of them. You learn in different ways. You hear in different ways. You process things mentally in different ways. He has a very difficult job. I commend him because he's a hell of a basketball coach. He cares about you guys more than you can even imagine. As guys, as young guys. And he's helping you prepare for life. He's also helping you how to win games and play basketball and do it very efficiently. All right, but you have to learn how to coach yourself. He can't do it for you. One of the most frustrating things as a coach is to stop and instruct you, and the very next possession, you do the same thing that he just did. And he can't do that. He doesn't have the ability to do that. Good teams are the ones where each player coaches themselves, because there's very little that you don't know in terms of what to do. Very little. There really is. You've been taught, you've gone through these execution opportunities over and over and over and over and over. You know what to do. Don't put it on him. Coach yourself. I want you to really think about that. Can you coach yourself? And you can do that by just talking to yourself, reminding yourself. Got to win the foot war, left foot over left foot, and come up with a million of these little small little things you can remember. Really good players coach themselves. The most exceptional group of guys I was ever with had unbelievable ability to coach themselves. And it was a pretty good collection of guys. But they just knew there's something really brilliant about that team mentally. Okay, that team, I didn't know it at the time. Here I'm a young graduate assistant roaming the sidelines and the baseline in practice. And little did I know, on that floor was, as of today, the guys on that floor have created 16 NBA World Championship rings. 16! One didn't play in the NBA, he played for Major League Baseball. Kenny Lofton had 622 stolen bases. He was a Major League Baseball All-Star. Harvey Mason has won Grammy upon Grammy upon Grammy. He's one of the guys in LA everybody turns to musically. Phenomenal, talented. And you know what these guys did? They coached themselves. It was brilliant. I learned a lot from them. Not what I taught them when I was coaching this, what I learned from them. If you can learn to coach yourself, you're not only making the coach's job easier, you're making him a better coach, but you're making yourself a better player. And the rest of your life, you have to coach yourself anyway. So we might as well start to get used to it. All right? I just hope like heck that some of this will land with you. Some of it won't. Some of it will. But that's fine. As long as there was something in this that will allow you to become a better player, that's what it's all about. Okay, it's really an honor to be here, share this time with you guys. I know you're going through some tough things with a classmate of yours. I understand that. And just remember, you can't make an investment in your life into anything greater than friendship. The bonds that you're forming right now can last you an entire lifetime. There will be a time in your life where it'll be 2:37 a.m. and you're going to have to make a phone call. For one of them, about a billion different reasons. Who are you going to call? I always leave that on young people. And the challenge is, who are you surrounding yourself with? Who do you trust? Who do you respect? And who do you know will be there to answer the call and do whatever it is that you need to have done at 2:37 a.m. I've been there a bunch personally. And I'm just so blessed to be able to say that I had guys to call, and I continue to have guys to call, and I continue to have guys call me. And that's what it's all about. These are guys that I knew that were sitting here and here and here and here and here. I got 7 of them from my high school. And they have kept me afloat. It is so bigger than almost anything in this life. Is the friends and the bonds that you form. Really, really important. Okay. Thanks so much. Have a great rest of your practice. Thanks for 10 minutes.
Thank you.